Hi, welcome to Carol's Light. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening, and I just want to say hello, and I hope you're going to enjoy what you see. I'm going to be doing a dozen roses in a vase for you today, as well as 2 single wrapped roses. And this is just a hope that inspires you coming up this weekend for Family Fun Friday, as well as through the weekend, because Valentine's Day is next Tuesday. And so this will just be an inspiration for you to be one step ahead of the crowds. Tuesday's always a busy day because people love getting flowers or chocolates delivered to work. Plus it gives you a little bit of leeway if you forget it over the weekend or on a Monday. You've got Tuesday, and that's always been one of the busiest Valentine's Day that there is. So keep that in mind. What I'm going to show you real quick is I'm going to do a single rose. I have my roses here. I have what is a favorite gadget, and that is a rose stripper, just for the thorns that are on it. I have cellophane all ready to go. I just have a nice single piece ready, and I always leave the crown just right up towards the top to give it a little bit of steadiness with it. I'm going to take a nice piece of greenery, doesn't have to be long. It can just add a little bit to that, as well as go ahead and do a little baby's breath. And so what I do then is I go ahead and pinch together where the cellophane is, just like that there. And I do have some ribbon ready to be tied. I try to have all of my preparations ready to go because it really does make it very easy. And I put it down, and I'm just going to tie a nice bow in it, fun as possible, because it doesn't take a lot, just to show how much you care. I've got my scissors, do a little trim. And what's great about this is I also have a water pick, and I have the water filled up. I can put it in the end there just to keep it a little bit moist. And what is better than being able to say, I love you with some chocolate as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just surprise them, and I'm going to stick in a little piece of chocolate, and there you have it. There's a wonderful just single rose wrapped, ready to go. You can give it to your date, you can give it to your daughter, or maybe even your daughter can take it to school and give it to a friend. So the next one I'm going to do is very similar. This is going to have 2, so I'm going to put just a little bit more of our baby's breath, and I'm going to put that in first this time. Again, I have my cellophane wrap all cut, ready to go. I'm going to pick out 2 very nice roses, and again, I'm going to use my stripper here. And I'm going to use my stripper. I always like to keep on the top leaves because they really add some nice volume to it. I'm going to go around, and I'm going to go ahead and just clean up to make it look a little bit nicer. So there you go. Again, I put one a little higher than the other, and I'm going to go ahead and take, again, oh, I love a nice straight one, but I love bear grass. I think that just adds such a nice volume. So this is going to be added right in, and this one here is just kind of layered. This cellophane was a little bit bigger, and so I'm going to cross it over. You know, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut off part of this. And that's what's so nice about cellophane, is that you can go ahead and cut it to your liking. Again, I'm going to pull it a little bit tighter, just right about 4 or 5 inches below it, so it's got some strength and some stability. Just flute that a little bit so it looks very nice and kind of loose and airy. Have my greens, my bear grass, and I'm not liking that too much with that sticking up so high. So that's why I have my scissors right there. Just going to cut it, spread it out a little bit. And once again, I have ribbon ready to go. I'm going to tie it right where I'm holding it here. I'm going to do a knot on this one because I always like to try to step it up a little bit and change things around. Very nice. And this time I have a chocolate, and I'm going to add that here by just tying this in and just having it dangle. And I think that'll be just kind of a nice presentation for whoever gets this. Is once again, that one there. Unfortunately, I had a little hole puncher and it broke, but guess what? I have tape here because I was expecting maybe something to go like that. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to tape it on, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring in just that little bit of red right here, just for Valentine's Day. It's going to give me a little bit of a trouble, so I'm going to do it quickly and tape it on, and there we have it. Chocolates and 2 red roses this time. So that's very simple. Again, if you wanted to, I do have the water pick, and it does have enough that you can put 2 into it if you wanted to, but that's the limit. And it dries up really quick. It just soaks up very quickly. So there we have 2. And I'm going to go ahead and just move this out of the way. Bring over my my pot for my dozen roses. Start by placing these out. I've already shown you how to strip them, so I'm not going to do that just for the sake of time. What I like starting off with is my greenery. It kind of gives me my base, and it kind of gives me my strength. Shimmy it down a little bit, and I do have 2 different pairs of scissors. I have my floral design scissors, but I also have just my standard scissors for my ribbon cutting and stuff as well. I did get one of these packets from the grocery store, and I do use the little packets that they have. It's generally like a sugar water form because roses love sugar like that. So once again, I'm just going to go ahead and put in the base of my greenery. I'm not going to take a lot of time to do a lot of trimming. And what's nice about this is that there's several different types, which is nice because it really kind of shows an organic outside look. And I love that. I usually do all my flowers arrangements with a lot of outdoor type of greeneries, or I get curly willow branches. Again, I get the nice bear grass that I used over here. So what I do then is I try to keep, here's bear grass right here. So I'll go ahead and put that in. What I do with my roses is I really do try to keep the long stem. Flowers have stems for a purpose because it's beautiful, it gives them grace. When you look at them, it just has a statement. I have a floral knife. I do cut it off at an angle on the side, and I'll always try to start with one that is giving me its own shape. So I already know I'm going to put these to the outside because they're going to add some volume. So I kind of go into a square a little bit. So there is, you may see it. I'll trim off the outer edges of some of the flowers there. So you'll see how I've gone ahead and I'm starting what I call is just kind of the framework. Flowers designing always has a little bit of a freeness to it, which is wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the sides now at this time to bring it a little together. That one there in the middle might give me a little bit of a problem. And I don't do any other of my accents until I'm done placing my flowers. Because sometimes it changes. Sometimes I have to go in and cut my stem a little bit, and that's why, again, I give myself grace by not cutting too much off the first time, because once it's gone, you can't put it back on. But I will tell you that there are certain tricks you can. This is called a pick. It does have a wire all the way around it. Excuse me. I can go ahead and add some length to it, as well as I can go ahead and hide that with a little bit of a floral tape as well. So that's kind of a nice little opportunity to be able to give your rose some length if you need to. I'll just use it, even though I didn't really need it. I'm going to put that in. My last rose here, and I'm going to put it in here. And now what I'm going to try to do is, with some of my greenery, is place one right here in the middle, I see, because I want to try to give it a height. And now what I'll do is I'll go in and place my baby's breath. Go ahead and cut it. I don't want it to be overly baby's breath, but it does add and it does It's kind of traditional to use baby's breath, even though I don't use it all that often. But for Valentine's Day, it just really kind of adds that femininity or that poofiness, I like to say. So I will go ahead and make this 360 with the baby's breath. Just kind of look on the area. I'm using the sides here, as you can see, filling it in. And I know I'm going fast on you because I know these tutorials can get a little long because, yes, I can get winded. I do agree with that. So I'm going to use the one that I put with that stick on it right in the middle to give it the height, since I showed you how to do that. So there's that. And place it around. I got just a little bit more baby's breath. I like using it while it's open. I don't really care for it too much when it's kind of cold or kind of closed. And that happens a lot with the cold weather if you're in an area there. So as simple as this is going to, and you have to check around because sometimes, just like I found that one, you don't stick it in. It's just sticking on the outside. And I had a bow already made up, ready to go. I chose a very nice gold one because I thought that would be very pretty. Again, I have a small little pick here. Oh, you know what? That isn't the pick that I wanted. Did have another one, but another little trick that I can show you is you can actually use a stem off of something else. If you just want to give something a little bit of strength, a little bit of height, a lot of times I use a stem off of a rose or some of the greenery. There's a lot of tricks that you can do just to make it as beautiful as you want. I'll go ahead and put the bow in it here. And of course, once again, I'm going to go ahead and just add a few chocolates in. Oh, that one fell out, I think. I'll put that here. Again, I can use the back of that chocolate. I've got my tape right here. I can tape it on and I can stick it in right in there so it's in place. And so there is a nice red rose arrangement. I got this at the grocery store. I believe the dozen was like $16.99. The greenery was $5. Baby breath was actually separate. It was $2.99. And then I went ahead and got single roses, and they were each like $3.99 a piece. And I had the cellophane and the ribbon. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. And in honor of Valentine's Day, Carol's Light will be having a targeted campaign Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday. And if you go online and donate to a loved one that may not be here anymore, or to a loved one you'd just like to show your appreciation to, all funds during that 4 days will go to our I Am Brave program and our Ryla B program. So we hope that you'll join us. And to start you off, I want to send my love to some of the nice women in my life, and of course to my loving husband. And I will be donating $100 to start off on Saturday for this campaign. So thank you so much. You all are very special to us. You keep us moving, and we couldn't appreciate you more than we do, but we try to show you as well. Thank you so much, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.